Alright, so we got the 1076 spoilers, and this chapter is insane. I'm sure you've seen that it's already trending, especially Shanks, who is going to be featured in this chapter. He does something crazy, and it's so exciting. But before I get into the spoilers, let me just quickly go over what had happened in the previous chapter, because what we're going to be talking about in the beginning heavily ties into that stuff. So we saw that Pythagoras was caught in an explosion, and the cameras were being taken down as well. And before I go further, let me just quickly touch on this panel here. We see this shadowy figure in the camera monitor, and I'm not married to this, but there's a possibility that this could be like Saturn himself. Like, it kind of looks like him, you know, with the beard here, maybe, and the cap. Or according to our friend Uteron, this could also be like a clone of Saturn, or like a Saturn Seraphim or something like that. I know that's pretty crazy, but it is an interesting possibility for sure. But later on, S-Snake wound up attacking Atlas and Frankie's group, while Shaka met up with Luffy and Zoro, who were like guarding Lucci and Kaku as they were passed out. And S-Snake and S-Bear wound up tracking them down, and it turns out that they were attacking everyone here, or seemingly everyone. It really remains to be seen if they were actively going after Luffy and Zoro, but they were definitely going after CP0 and Shaka. I say this because it's a possibility that they're only going after them so that this could line up with the headline that Morgan set up in the previous chapter about Straw Hats kidnapping Vegapunk, maybe. I'm also not married to that, but it is also an interesting buzz. But anyway, the explosion of the attack that S-Bear and S-Snake wind up doing looks like Saturn. And I don't think it's coincidence. This is definitely tied to Saturn in some way. We know that he's on his way to Egghead with Kizaru. And then we also mentioned earlier about the possibility of him already being there, or a clone of him, or a Seraphim. So whoever is giving the orders to the Seraphim here is tied to Saturn, or just Saturn himself. And then at the end of the chapter, Lucci and Kaku woke up and asked Luffy and Zoro to uncuff them so they can help them fight against Seraphims. Coming into this chapter, we see Lucci and Kaku are freed. So yeah, we pretty much expected that this was going to happen. I mean, Zoro was already kind of let them go anyway, or at least protect them, because in the previous chapter he was like, if I let those guys get slaughtered with handcuffs on, it'll leave a bad aftertaste. And they also know that Lucci and Kaku kind of have a big incentive to help them out here, because, you know, they're also being attacked. Unless this is one big elaborate ruse for this plan to make it look like they're being attacked so that the Straw Hats trust them for some reason. I don't know, but I'm not sure about that. But going further, Lucci and Luffy versus S-Bear, and Kaku and Zoro versus S-Hawk. So that's really cool. And it also begs the question of like, why is it like 2-on-1? I mean, it makes sense because of the numbers here. Like, you know, only S-Bear and S-Hawk. But I don't think it's Oda directly telling us that like these two characters need to team up to take down these Seraphims, because I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, we saw that just S-Hawk clashing with Zoro like impressed S-Hawk, and Zoro wasn't even fazed by it. He was like smirking at it. Zoro definitely doesn't need Kaku to take down S-Hawk here, and Luffy definitely doesn't need Lucci to take down S-Bear, but Lucci is kind of tired right now. I mean, it was pointed out very clearly by Oda. It could be Gear 5 or just a combination of everything. Also him saying that he was running around at top speed. So maybe he's nerfed at the moment, and he does need Lucci to take down S-Bear. But also, I don't think these are going to be like the concrete matchups. As we mentioned before, Saturn and Kizaru are on their way to Egghead, so I expect Luffy and Zoro at least to take on Kizaru at some point, and then it remains to be seen what's going on with Saturn and his clones or his Seraphims or whatever. But yeah. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Manta Sleep. Manta makes the world's best sleep masks and functional sleep accessories. Every Manta Sleep mask is designed to help you sleep better so you can do more. They have options for all-night sleep or therapeutic relief, as well as multiple priorities depending on what your highest is, which narrows down which mask is best for you. I personally went with the Manta Sleep Mask Sound. This thing is truly incredible. It has razor-thin Bluetooth headphones built into it that are adjustable. I sleep better when there's sound in the room, such as like white noise or rainfall or even ASMR. And with the Manta Sleep Mask Sound, I get the ultimate experience, especially with ASMR. If you guys are into that, this is perfect for that. And also, like I said, white noise or rainfall, I use this thing like every night. So guys, if you're interested in getting your very own Manta Sleep Mask and drastically improving the quality of your sleep, check out the link in the description and make sure you use code Zhoniin. That way you're going to get 10% off of your Manta Sleep Mask. Thanks, guys. And also, S-Hawk has the power of Dazbone's Devil Fruit, so that's really interesting. So Das Bones has the Super no Mi, which basically gives him the ability to make his body bladed. And I'm not really sure how Vegapunk got the lineage factor of this fruit, because I don't think Das Bones has any connection to Vegapunk, unless it's going to be revealed in his backstory, which we really haven't got. Or maybe he got the lineage factor from a previous user of the fruit, possibly. But either way, I mean, it makes sense that S-Hawk would have it because he's like the Seraphim swordsman, you know, based off of Mihawk. Real Vegapunk is in prison. When they say true Vegapunk, they mean Stella, like the actual, you know, human Vegapunk. Regarding the imprisoned members of Cypher Poles, they are the ones mentioned by Lucci in chapter 1068. So yeah, when Lucci got there, he did question Vegapunk about other CP0 agents disappearing 2 months prior. And I thought maybe it had something to do with those warm eddies that the Straw Hats encountered. Could be, you know, Vegapunk or whoever is the big defector here orchestrated all of this, because apparently they've been doing this for 2 months. So they've been there. One of the big spicy speculations right now is that, you know, Vegapunk himself, the Stella one, is actually the traitor this whole time. And these spoilers kind of throw that off just a tiny bit. I don't know, because if Vegapunk is in prison together with them, is this just Vegapunk's continuing to try to make himself seem innocent? You know, hiding in plain sight, maybe? Because, like, I don't know, he actually knew about this place because he put them there. So, you know, he would be able to imprison himself there, if that makes sense. Not really sure. I mean, there still are other options, but Vegapunk being the traitor seems to be the really popular one at the moment, I guess. Shanks is at Elbaf with some giants, Agi, Dory, and etc. Kid has arrived at the coast of Elbaf. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I can't believe we're finally doing this. So first of all, this is super exciting because we fully expect Elbaf to be the next arc, right? Like, it seems extremely likely that after they leave Egghead, they're going directly to Elbaf. So this means that when they get there, Shanks or Kid or both are also going to be there, and then we're just going to have some craziness going on. Like, this could be where Luffy finally meets Shanks, and it makes sense because, you know, we are coming into the home stretch of the series, right? We are in the final saga, so it's got to happen sooner or later. But why is Shanks going to Elbaf? Well, he's going there for the same reason that Kid is, or at least in my opinion. They're both looking for the man with the burn mark, and in my opinion, it was pretty much revealed to us that Saul is the man with the burn mark, or whatever the translation on that is. But it's because he survived the Buster Call in Ohara and salvaged so many of the books that they had and retained all that knowledge and everything. He knows all the secrets and everything, and very likely knows the location of the final road poneglyph that went missing from Fishman Island that everyone currently needs right now to find the One Piece. And the last time that we saw Shanks, he said to Ben Beckman, and also like the audience pretty much, that it was time to go after the One Piece. So naturally, he needs to get the last road poneglyph, and in order to do that, he needs to go to Elbaf to talk to Saul. And like I said, Kid is doing the same thing here. But Kid also has history with Shanks. They fought before, and Shanks took his arm. So they're definitely going to have like a rematch here. Like, I don't think they're going to be friendly. And I think this could parallel to Law taking on Blackbeard. Because we've been having like this, you know, final elimination tournament going on for the One Piece. Like, all the final players are in it, and they're all going against each other, taking everybody out one by one. So like I said, we already had another matchup with Law taking on Blackbeard. And we just came off of Luffy taking on Kaido. So now Kid could be going after Shanks here, and yeah, he has no chance against him. So it's possible that Kid might be taken out here, because I think that Blackbeard is also going to take out Law to some extent. But I'll go way more into this stuff in my next video when I go over the full summary for this chapter, so subscribe for that if you haven't. That's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments, and if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.